Hey folks, it's Nate. Thanks for joining me once again as we look to the horizon. I wanted to talk a little bit today about my most recent set of writing projects, and I really don't have as much to say as I did in my last video because I actually only recorded that about 4 or 5 days ago. It has been a full week, and I haven't done as much as I would during a normal week. Mostly, I've been working on some writing essays. Every time I finish a fiction project, I take at least a month or so, and I try and say something about the craft of writing itself that I think will be useful for others, partly, but mostly for myself to organize my own thoughts and help me focus on the lessons that I've picked up both in the recent fiction I've been writing and also as I have done my own study into the art of writing and as I look at the culture around us. So I'm working on those. Mostly I'm focusing on the unfortunate disintegration of a lot of American culture in the last decade or so. I'm looking at some of the causes and trying to put together ways that I can avoid that and hopefully other people can avoid that. It's not fun writing. It's not a great experience to write out all these really depressing trends that I'm seeing in art and literature right now, but I think it has to be done. We really have to look at these things and say, what can I learn from this that I can then avoid going forward? And hopefully that will make me a better writer, more aware of my own blind spots, but also give me a little more patience for the failings of others. As a writer, the more I write, actually, the more I understand why bad writing winds up the way it does. And there are very easy to articulate a simple principle for writing or the creation of any kind of art, really. But actually making that art is so complicated. There are so many factors at play, both in the creator's life, in the life around them, in the world at large, in the cultural medium that they've been living in, that it really becomes very difficult to control for all of them at once. The more I've dug into writing, the more I've done writing, the more I've come to really have a lot of sympathy for people who get wrapped up in one thing or another. And I've never had any of the problems, I think, that are really afflicting culture today. And it's made me very impatient with a lot of the failings we are seeing widespread through the culture today. And I'm hoping by investigating them more thoroughly like this, I can develop some of that understanding and patience and hopefully the insight and wherewithal to guide people through these pitfalls. If I should know someone who, if I should personally, know someone who is struggling with them, so that we can get back to having good culture. Because I don't think there are a lot of people out there who do commentary and critique where they just beat people over the head with their failings, and that's good. It's good to do that. It shows that people are thinking about these questions, and it definitely serves as a warning to other writers or other creators about how to avoid these pitfalls. But it's good to if you find someone who's stuck in that pitfall, to be able to help them out. And if they are fighting you the whole way, you're probably not going to be able to do it. So I would like to be able to put together ways to address these topics that will allow me to do it and speak to these people in ways that don't make them defensive or resistant, but will help them to understand that they are harming the work they're trying to do, and there are ways to still do what they want to do without inflicting that damage on their artistic property. And maybe saying all that sounds a bit arrogant or a bit self-important, but I really do think that we have to not only start creating culture that is better than what we are getting right now, we have to help the people who are stuck in this bad culture get out and start making good stuff again. There are a lot of great creators who used to make really good stuff and have gotten mired in these cultural trends now and are just making junk. I'm a huge fan of the comic writer Mark Waid. He's done some really brilliant work, but I've also read some of the stuff he's done in the last 4 or 5 years, and it's all trash. He's stuck in this same cultural rut as most of Western culture is right now, and he just can't produce anything that even holds a candle to what he was doing in the past. It's really unfortunate. And I would like to not only be able to get out of that rut myself, but help other people out. And I think that writing these essays is the first step in that process, and that's organizing my own thoughts on it, getting them down, and getting some of my own emotional investment in the issue out, so that I can then look at other people a little more objectively. So yeah, that's the big thing I'm trying to do. I don't mean to make it sound more grandiose than it is. I'm just a writer, and this is how I approach a lot of problems. I write about them, and then that kind of helps me organize my thoughts and hopefully approach them more systematically in the future. I am starting to do an outline for Fire and Gold, which is the next Roy Harper adventure, and I haven't actually touched Everyone Wants to Laugh in the couple of days since I recorded the last video, so there's that. But those other projects, they're coming along. I'll keep you posted on them. But like I said, not a whole lot done in the last few days. That's all I've got for you today, to be perfectly honest. So there's a like button and subscribe button down below. You can use as you see fit. Feel free to share your favorite problem-solving method down there. I would love to integrate it into my own problem-solving routine, or maybe just use it in a story sometime. This is how writers collect material. We ask for it from other people. I don't know if you knew that. That's one of our dirty little secrets. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. I'll talk to you later.